Hello, Liisa Speaker again. We serve families all over the state of Michigan with their custody appeals. In the last video, we covered what happens in the trial court after the Court of Appeals or Supreme Court vacates or reverses the trial judge's custody decision. Today, we're going to look at one piece of that puzzle. What order governs the family's life after your client wins their custody appeal? Now, hold on tight because there are no clear-cut answers. The trial court should handle the custody case differently depending on whether the appellate court reversed, vacated, or simply remanded to make more factual findings. When the appellate court reversed and remands, it's usually on a factual issue. And that means that the trial court's going to go and revisit its factual analysis and make new findings. In that situation, the prior custody order is most likely going to stay in effect even during the remand proceedings. For example, in one of our cases, we persuaded the Court of Appeals to overturn the trial judge's decision on the best interest factors. The Court of Appeals reversed the trial judge's decision on 3 factors. So on remand, the trial judge had to reanalyze the evidence based on the comments of the Court of Appeals. But during those remand proceedings, the lives of the family were still governed by that prior custody order. In contrast to reverse, the term vacate means void or invalid. Usually it is used when there's a legal mistake by the trial judge, and that order that was appealed should just go away. The trial judge should not try to enforce that bad custody order during the remand proceedings because the Court of Appeals or Supreme Court said it's invalid. For example, there are times when a trial judge will make a legal mistake, such as using the wrong burden of proof, like when they use the preponderance standard when they really should have used the clear and convincing evidence standard. It is likely in that situation that the Court of Appeals will vacate the trial judge's decision. So when the case is on remand after being vacated in that instance, the trial judge has to completely redo the custody analysis under the correct legal standard. But during that time period, that bad custody order should not be the one governing the lives of the families. Instead, it should be the last valid order that existed prior to that vacated custody order. Unfortunately, many trial judges are resistant to having an old order take over the case during the remand proceedings, even though they've just been vacated by the appellate courts. Now, it could be helpful for you as the family law trial attorney to submit a brief to the trial judge explaining the legal significance of the appellate court's use of the term vacate. But this is still a gray area, so I encourage you and your client to consider an appeal if the trial judge refuses to vacate the prior order while the remand proceedings are ongoing. Click on the link below for an article that I wrote for the Family Law Journal on the difference between reverse and vacate in family law cases. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the Speaker Law team.